Meet the 2024 ZDX, Acura's very first all-electric vehicle and its most powerful SUV ever. Let's take a closer look. Starting with the basics, this new ZDX is built on GM's Ultium Platform, just like the upcoming Honda Prologue SUV, and this should give it good performance, range, and DC fast charging speeds. Now, giving you a sense of scale, this vehicle is basically the same size as a Cadillac Lyriq. So the wheelbase is 121.8 inches, and the overall length is just shy of 198 inches. The ZDX was designed in the automaker's Los Angeles studio, and as you can see, it wears an evolution of current Acura styling themes, and I would say that is not a bad thing because this is quite a handsome SUV, though up front, of course, you will see an evolved version of the brand's diamond pentagon grille, and in this case, it's been filled in because you don't have the same cooling requirements with EVs as you do with combustion-powered cars and trucks, and of course, this grille is outlined in an illuminated section here that really helps it pop. Flanking the grille, of course, Acura's signature jewel eye headlamps that I think look pretty fantastic on this SUV. Moving along the sides, I just mentioned wheelbase, and as you can see here, designers have really pushed the axles out to the far ends of this vehicle. That gives it very short overhangs and a sporty overall look. The sides of this vehicle are, of course, very cleanly styled. We do have a bit of bright work that runs along the doors here. And then, of course, down below, there's some contrast-colored cladding, though I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. Overall, of course, this is a very handsomely styled SUV, and that continues at the rear, which is nice and uncluttered for a handsome overall look. Now, let's talk about color. This hue is called Double Apex Blue Pearl, and it's debuting on the Type S model. Two trim levels are on the ZDX menu. The base A-spec model has 340 horsepower with either rear or all-wheel drive. They'll also feature 20-inch wheels and amplitude reactive dampers. As for the high-performance Type S, they will feature an estimated 500 horsepower. Beyond that, they'll roll on 22-inch wheels, they'll feature an adaptive air suspension system, and they've got big old Brembo brakes. No matter the model, this Acura has a 102 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack that DC fast charges at up to 190 kilowatts, which is a very good, though not industry-leading figure. When it comes to range, expect up to 325 miles on a charge for the base rear-wheel drive version, though if you opt for all-wheel drive, that number does drop to about 315, which honestly is not a very big reduction, so good news there. As for the Type S model, expect it to go around 288 miles with a full battery. Matching its exterior, the ZDX's cabin breaks no new ground, but it doesn't have to. This interior is handsome, understated, and even for a prototype model assembled with great care. A few things that I really like about this cabin: we have physical climate control switches right here on the dashboard that are easy to see and reach, and this is usually a much better solution than having to dig through the infotainment system to adjust your fan speed or temperature, whatever. We also have sort of a floating center console here with a surprising amount of storage space down below. The materials quality in this vehicle do seem to be very nice. A lot of nice soft plastics and leathers, which is no surprise for an Acura. And then I did just sit in the back seat a few moments ago, and I've got to say, there's a surprising amount of room for 6-foot-tall passengers, so that is another plus for the ZDX. Ahead of the driver is an 11-inch digital instrument cluster, and then of course we have an 11.3-inch touchscreen right here on the center of the dashboard, and the infotainment system that runs on this is loaded with Google services. We have Google Maps, the Google Play Store, and of course the ever-useful Google Assistant. Beyond that, the ZDX is the first Acura to feature a Bang & Olufsen sound system, and it should come standard in this vehicle along with 18 speakers. The AcuraWatch suite of driver aids is also standard. This includes a whole bunch of features like rear cross-traffic braking, blind zone steering assist, and much more. Beyond that, the Type S version also comes with AcuraWatch 360 Plus, which includes things like automatic parking plus hands-free cruise control, basically a version of GM Super Cruise that works on some 400,000 miles of approved highways. And there you go. That's a very quick look at the 2024 Acura ZDX. This all-electric utility vehicle should start in the $60,000 range, though the Type S model will kick off in the 70s. And those figures are not unreasonable, though they do give the automaker quite a bit of wiggle room. You should be able to pre-order a ZDX starting later this year, with deliveries, of course, beginning in early 2024. Next up, if you're looking for a back-to-basics EV, check out my full review of the Ford F-150 Lightning Pro. Even in the base trim, this truck is surprisingly nice, so to check that out, click somewhere over here.